Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Daybreak Legends. Welcome to Creative Mornings. Charlotte, the June edition. Can you imagine? It is June, y'all. We done made it to June. My goodness. Happy Friday. Happy Pride. Shout outs to everyone celebrating Pride. All of our friends who have joined us near and far, those of you who are on the live stream, those of you who are on the Zoom here, good morning and welcome. I got to shout out, I must give props to my brother, Harvey Cummings, for that wake up set. If you ain't up, then you weren't listening, and that is your fault. Harvey sets it off right every time we get together. Go ahead and tip my man in the Venmo at Harvey Cummings on the Venmo. Go ahead and send him a tip for waking you up without coffee, what you would have spent on Starbucks. Go ahead and put it in the tip jar. Thank you, Harvey, as always. You are dope. You're fly. You play the songs I want to hear. When Optimistic came on, I was like, there it is. There's the sign that I needed that all will be well. So thank you. Today, friends, we come together as creatives and people who are lovers of creatives. And our theme today is matriarchy. Let that sit in your spirit. When I heard that was a theme for this month, a lot of things came to mind. My mother, first of all, who is, I think, the matriarch of our family, as well as she's the eldest of all her siblings, of 8 siblings, and what that really meant in just what people learn from her. I thought of Beyonce. I feel like Beyonce is a big matriarchy in itself. And I thought about cultures around the world that are matriarchal, and they've always been that way. And how are those cultures different than ours here in the US? And what can we learn from that? What can we learn from women? What can we learn if women just ran everything? So I think today we really are going to meditate on that, and we're going to be excited to speak and dive into that. So I want you to center yourself on matriarchy. It's not too hard. I'm a woman. I identify as a woman. So go ahead and meditate on me if you must. But that is where we're going today. I want to introduce Veda Saravanam, who is going to be reading our manifesto this morning. And that is how we start off every single Creative Morning, Charlotte. Couple of things before we get to the manifesto, though. I want everyone to put their Zoom on mute, but your camera's on if you can, if you're in a safe place to do that. Go ahead and use the different reaction signs that we have in the Zoom, the smiley face, the hands up, the high five, all of that good stuff. Make sure that your view is on speaker view so you can see who is talking. I want you to see Veda's face when she reads our manifesto, because this morning, to our delight, she's not going to be reading it just once, but twice, one in English and one in Tamil. So now we all gonna get cultural this morning. So Veda, please bless us with the reading of our manifesto.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Everyone is creative, and a creative life requires bravery, action, honesty, and hard work. We are here to support you, celebrate with you, and encourage you, support you to make things that you love. We believe in the power of community, and we believe in giving a damn. We believe in face-to-face connections and learning from others, in hugs and high fives. We bring together people who are driven by passion, purpose, confident that they will inspire one another and inspire changes in the neighborhoods, cities around the world. Everyone is welcome. Now I'm going to switch to Tamil. Vanakkam. எல்லோருக்கும் ஆகப்பூர்வமானவர்கள். ஒரு படைப்பு, வாழ்க்கைக்கு தைரியம் மற்றும் செயல், நேர்மை மற்றும் கடின உழைப்பு தேவை. உங்களை ஆதரிக்க நாங்கள் இங்கு வந்துள்ளோம். உங்களுடன் கொண்டாடவும் மற்றும் நீங்கள் விரும்பும் விஷயங்களை உருவாக்க ஊக்குவிக்கவும் நாங்கள் இருப்போம். சமூகத்தின் சக்தியை நாங்கள் நம்புகிறோம். ஒரு கெடுதலை கொடுப்பதில் நாங்கள் விரும்ப மாட்டோம். நேருக்கு நேர் இணைப்புகள், மற்றவர்களிடமிருந்து கற்றுக்கொள்வது, அணைத்துக் கொள்வது மற்றும் உயர் ஃபைவ்ஸ் ஆகியவற்றில் நாங்கள் நம்புகிறோம். நாங்கள் மக்களை ஒன்றிணைக்கிறோம். அவர்கள் ஆர்வத்தினாலும் நோக்கத்தினாலும் உந்தப்படுகிறார்கள். அவர்கள் இன்னொருவரை ஊக்குவிப்பார்கள் என்று நம்புகிறோம். மற்றும் உலகெங்கும் உள்ள சுற்றுப்புறங்கள் மற்றும் நகரங்கள் ஊக்குவிப்பார்கள் என்று நம்புகிறோம். அனைவருக்கும் வரவேற்பு உள்ளது. நன்றி. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Veda. That was absolutely beautiful. She is an amazing Charlotte artist, and please do follow her on Instagram at Veda4Art. The 4 is the number 4. Veda4Art. Veda, that was a true gift for us, for you to read our manifesto twice. Once, of course, in English, but then in your mother tongue of Tamil is such a gift and such a perfect way to help kick us off on our theme of matriarchy this morning.
Thank you.
So thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Olin. I'm co-founder of Charlotte is Creative. I'm one of your hosts here at Creative Mornings Charlotte, alongside Michelle Gobadia. We've already basked in the glow of her, and she'll be back soon. And of course, Tim Miner, and you'll be seeing him shortly as well. And yes, happy Pride Month, y'all. We celebrate all of our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters this month and every month. I am wearing the Steve Whitby designed for the Queen City shirt, but then our friend Monica, right? Monica Reef from our Creative Mornings team and the HQ team did a little extra to it for the Queer City. So there you go. We love celebrating Pride Month with all of you. And look, before we go any further, I do want to say one other thing, because we cannot wait to see you all in person, right? We really can't. We hope it'll be sooner rather than later. As a nonprofit, Charlotte is Creative is starting to move into some small in-person events this summer. We'll keep you posted on those. In terms of Creative Mornings Charlotte specifically, a lot of you have been reaching out, emailing us, asking, hey, when are we going to get together in person? This is just one of our programs every month. And our chapter is part of, as you know, a much larger global community, 223 chapters in every corner of the world, which means we need to follow the global guidance coming from HQ up in Brooklyn. We haven't gotten the green light yet to start gathering in person every month. And in fact, we love the fact that Mama Bear Tina Roth Eisenberg is here with us this morning, and she is committed to keeping our entire community safe. We love her for her dedication to that. So we know we all have an overall eagerness to just start hugging and high-fiving again. But until that green light comes, we're going to keep having fun together and getting to know each other. And we will keep you in the loop in real time as the updates come in. I'm ready. I know many of you are. So please stay strong and stay tuned. Okay. Tim Miner, my co-founder at Charlotte is Creative, my brother in creative mischief. How you doing?
I'm fired up, man. Like, I'm glad to be here. It's my daughter graduated from high school yesterday.
My goodness,
I'm about to start writing some big checks, but I'm pretty excited about it. So, I mean,
well, hey, congratulations to you. That's quite an accomplishment for you as a parent, you and Kim.
Well, I think I would give the accomplishment to Kim and just say, Tim, good try. You got another kid, maybe you'll get it right the second time. No, we are thrilled and just excited to be here in this beautiful community. I love seeing you on screens. I love seeing you in real life, and we love having fun every time. And by the way, Michelle Gabadia wants to know she is going to Appalachian State. So
yes, the Appalachian State University.
Appalachian State University. So
all right. Well, look, another thing that we love to do is we love to thank our sponsors. Right, we have these incredibly generous sponsors. They've stuck with us through thick and through thin, and we wouldn't be here without their support. So we're gonna thank them now. Now, Tim, you're always for the sponsor song, right? Which has become a bit of a tradition here. You're always trying to get me to pick more current songs, and
I would like you to know some songs that happened, past the Clinton administration. Yes.
So, but here's the thing.
Let's bring this into millennium, if not like current day, if we can.
So, well, that's what's great about today's song is today's sponsor song hits a sweet spot. It's the biggest song on the radio right now, but it also happens to have a distinct throwback sound. And so I think you've done a good job choosing the sponsor song. And so I don't know.
Well, you and I both love Bruno Mars, but the songs are just too fast. He's just too fast for us. So finally did one that's slow enough, with Anderson .Paak that I think we might be able to take this one down.
All right, let's unleash the horror.
Unleash the beast.
Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Yeah, it's Friday. Weekend's here. I am thirsty. Crack a beer, I'm sipping Joe. Pure intention. In a row. Keep it close. I look too good. Your opinion. To be alone. Lawsuit, our books clean. Books clean. Audit done. IRS. Taxes paid. Screwed like a light bulb. Now we be singing and dancing in the Zoom room and on YouTube with this Friday. What's happening? Now we're singing our thanks to the sponsors that pay. It's going straight to the bank. So if you want to sponsor these dudes, will you leave the tab open? Will you leave the tab open? Will you leave the tab open, yo? Will you leave the tab open? Pay. MailChimp feels the way we feel, and we love you like you love us today. Storeroom. Tell me that you got my good side. Chevron is sweet. So sweet. So nice. Northern nice. He don't bite. What? Unless you like. Please stop there. Skookum's gone. What you say? Now Method's here. Dorks are cool. And if you're stumped, y'all, they just changed their name. Oh, Skillshare, will you keep on paying? There's online classes for the taking. I'm thinking Boingo, let's go. FAE on the dial, girl, it's clanking, it's pledge time. We ain't playing no games, every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you want your logo right here, will you leave the tab open? Will you leave the tab open? Will you leave the tab open, yo? Will you leave the tab open? Hey. Don't you feel the way we feel, and you want us like we want you today, sponsors? Tell us that you're coming through. Come on, y'all. La 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 la. We love you, sponsors. La 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 la.
All right, best comment ever in the chat. My dog is howling over here. I think that is an apt response. I have to hate that dog.
I did say it was a distinct throwback sound, but I think what I meant was throw those two guys back to wherever you reeled them in.
I think you meant a throwaway sound.
Yes. Yes. Throwaway sound. Look, folks, we love our local sponsors so much that we're willing to do that. All right. So we love Method, formerly known as Skookum, WFAE, Charlotte Starroom, Boingo, Pure Intentions Coffee, and Community Culinary School of Charlotte. And I do want to take a moment to send some extra love out to our global sponsors, MailChimp and Skillshare. They support our global community all around the world. And so thank you, MailChimp. Did you know that MailChimp has a free insider community for freelancers and agencies that helps small businesses succeed? It's called MailChimp & Co. And it's designed to help you grow your business, expand your expertise, and get insider MailChimp perks. You can learn more at MailChimp.com//and co. It's the // right, Tim?
It is. Thank you. We were on a Zoom earlier this week. Matt revealed that he doesn't know the difference between a / or a backslash. URLs use forward slashes, my man.
That's right. I got it.
Right.
Okay.
I got to tell you one other thing. Ben Ullman said, my cats dug the song. So cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. We did
All right. So learn more at MailChimp.com/and co. And thank you to Skillshare. Skillshare has thousands of short, impactful classes supporting your creative journey. Head on over to Skillshare.com to browse their class categories and get inspired and join millions of other creative learners as they level up. Okay, Tim, I'm going to hand it over to you for a little award ceremony.
Well, actually, we're going to do speed dating a creative, my man.
Oh, right. That's
It
right.
is
We're
that
mixing
time.
it up a little bit this morning.
So as we said, we all want to be together, but Zoom is an awesome, powerful tool to bring us together. And for the last 6 months, we are letting you speed date some of the amazing creatives who are at work doing incredible things, pulling us together and creating despite difficult circumstances. So today we've got 5 people who had 30 seconds to tell you what they're up to. And the first one is going to be our good friend Kia Moore with Boom Charlotte, and she's going to talk about Recreate.
Boom is an artist-led performance and visual art showcase highlighting the contemporary and experimental works of people that think outside of the norm. We support creatives in sharing their art with attentive audiences, which is precisely why we love Charlotte. It is filled with talented creatives thinking outside of the norm all the time. We are calling for art for our upcoming project focused on reacting to the impact of the George Floyd incident a year later. To learn more about Boom and the call for art, head to boomcharlotte.org.
Hi, everybody.
Bam. That is how you do it, Matt. 30 seconds. Kia nailed it. If you want to know about how you can submit your work for Recreate, which is an artistic reflection on what life is like in Charlotte and what we're still dealing with a year after George Floyd, please check out the link. And then next up is Audrey Barron of Barron Dance. We recently got to know her during Asian American and Pacific Islander Creatives History Month, and have just fallen in love with her passion, her dance company, and they have a performance tonight and tomorrow. She's going to tell you about it, and you can get the link in the chat.
I'm Audrey Barron. I'm the artistic director of Barron Dance. We're a Charlotte-based contemporary dance company. We have a performance coming up right here at Open Door Studios June 4th and 5th, Friday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. We have 5 amazing dance works with 18 amazing dancers ranging from age 16 to 41. Come out, support local art and artists. You can find information at barron.dance, and we hope to see you here.
All right, Matt, next up is the dude that you have proclaimed on television to have the best head of hair in Charlotte. And I think he's owning that. He's the incredible, creative Rob Guljar behind Iris Blossoms. You've seen his flowers and his flower bombs all over Charlotte. Let's get to know the man right now.
Rob Guljar from Iris Blossom. I'm here to ask you 5 questions. What do people in Charlotte know you for?
Well, my hair, of course, but also now is the florist.
Top 3 favorite flowers.
Hibiscus, tulips, and irises, duh.
Tips for entrepreneurship as an artist.
Definitely don't undervalue yourself. Always get your coins.
What's your favorite thing about the Charlotte art scene?
We're so supportive and very innovative. There's room for everybody.
How can the Charlotte community help your art?
We are in desperate need of a flower van. Help, please.
All right, so
I love his hair. I love his hair.
I love everything about Rob. You know, he is the epitome of somebody. He has an analytical mind. He's trained in very left-brained, or excuse me, right-brained things, but he has just embraced his inner floral skills, and then he puts them out into the community. He is an incredible person. You got to follow him. But more importantly, at the end, they did not set out with Iris Blossoms to be this big florist doing huge exhibitions all over Charlotte. They need a flower van. So if you can help them, follow that link in the chat.
Absolutely.
A gift. All right. Next up is Angela Colmer, of Upcycle Arts, a HUG grantee. Angela is up to an amazing things, and this is one of the most innovative videos we've ever gotten for Speed Data Creative. I'm thrilled with it, and it's just so Angela.
I grew up in New Jersey and was raised by a single mother. I applied for and received an Army ROTC scholarship to Northeastern University. After graduation, I had my first nonprofit experience with an org called Bike and Build. I was then sent to Fort Bragg as an airborne field artillery officer. Once I got out, my now husband and I decided to move to Charlotte. During the pandemic, I realized I wanted to start a creative reuse center. Upcycle Arts collects materials in order to divert them from the landfill and provide them to the community for use in mixed media arts. Follow us on Instagram and check out our website, upcycleartsclt.org, to see what we're up to.
Well, I love her use of CGI in that video, like super high tech.
I thought we had put like a budget limit on this. No, I mean, that's so exactly what Angela and Upcycle Arts do. They take materials that would end up in a landfill and they not only put them to work. I think a lot of times people think, oh, I can give that to my kids' kindergarten class. They do programming for children, but they do a lot of programming for adults. They want you to release your inner creative and they want you to do it in a way that's sustainable and beautiful. She's only into this a year. I can't imagine 3 years from now, 4 years from now, what she's going to do. Amazing. Last up, we have a just one snippet of some of the videos that are being submitted for Jenna Kim's I Am Korean American documentary. We actually helped fund that with a hug grant and a bear hug. And this is the kind of perspective that she's trying to share through her work.
When people ask me where I'm from now, I know in the back of my head what they really want to know is, was I born here? Was I born in the States? Which is why I typically say, oh, I'm from New York City. And then when they ask me, no, but where are you really from? I tell them, well, my mom is Colombian and my dad is Dominican. So I'm Hispanic American, born in New York City from a Colombian mother and a Dominican father. And I'm very proud to be of both those heritages. And especially being able to speak Spanish, being bilingual, I think is a beautiful gift.
So just to be certain, that is not Jenna, but she is collecting perspectives like that from, it's an open call. And those are the kinds of stories we need to see, we need to hear, and we're really proud to fund that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love that line.
We do get to award someone now, Matt.
Okay, cool.
It's time to bring Torrie Savage to the front, and she is going to reveal the recipient of this month's Bolt of Inspiration, a Charlottine that just fills us with excitement and inspiration and gets us all out into the community.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Torrie with the Savage Way. And yes, I am here to announce the June Bolt of Inspiration. So if you're new here, this is simply our way of recognizing some amazing creatives in the Charlotte community. And this is all powered by Ortho Carolina. So if you are new here, let me explain what this is really quick, right? So this is art made of moss. At the Savage Way, we use preserved plants and make everything from logos, words, shapes, panels, you name it. We just launched a new website, thesavageway.com, or same website, upgraded website. Go check it out. Some of our new recent jobs we did was a Frida Coway, and it was a collab with Jen Hill. You can see that. But let me talk about why we're really here, or why I'm really here, is the Bolt of Inspiration for June, right? And the recipient is Sonia Pfeiffer. Now, y'all, Sonia is a criminal defense lawyer, an award-winning journalist, and a documentary filmmaker. And she's the owner and creative director of Elder Gallery of Contemporary Art. Okay, so we are honoring with her for this Bolt, not only for running an amazing gallery and her work in social justice as a lawyer, but for her efforts to combine the two. So from her Off the Plantation exhibit last year to the Eyes Wide Open show that is currently happening now at Elder Gallery, that introduces viewers to 3 female artists identifying as both Asian and American, Sonia and her team are addressing diversity, access, and shared perspectives in the arts. So we see you, Sonia. We are so excited to have you in the Charlotte community. We love you and we thank you for giving creatives a platform. So thank you for having me and congrats for your Bolt of Inspiration.
There she is. Hi, Sonia.
Hi. Thank you very much. And that bolt is super cool. I'll look forward to actually touching it. But yeah, no, thank you guys. And listen, thank you so much to the creative community in Charlotte, because that's how we're able to do what we do. I feel so privileged to work with these incredible talents, and so grateful for the trust they put in me and my team to exhibit their work with dignity and respect, and everybody who shows up. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Sonia. Everything you're doing with your platform that is Elder Gallery is changing the landscape here, and you're a model. So thank you so much, and congrats on your bolt. And thanks to Savage Way and North Carolina for sponsoring this segment. Appreciate it.
Matt, can I say one more thing about Sonia?
Absolutely.
There's one thing to put up an exhibition and to share the work. What Sonia does is invite people into conversation. And she and Elder Gallery and all the artists that show there don't shy away from having the tough conversations. And that's what art at its best does. It brings people together, it challenges them and brings the best out of them. And that's not something that Elder shies away from. And that's why she strikes us with inspiration.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I think we're heading over to, we're going to Michelle Gabadia now to introduce our musical guest this morning.
It's me. And yes, congrats again, Sonia. The bolt of inspiration is dope. I want to get one of those mossy things. And it is time for a little musical interlude. And it's really my pleasure to introduce Nathalie Crane to the Charlotte Star Room music stage. I got down the whole of her music last night. I found her on the SoundCloud. I found her on the YouTube, and I had her new song Changes on repeat for a solid hour last night. I'm like, this is a delight to the eardrums. So I am totally hyped that you guys get to hear what I've been listening to for the last 48 hours. This is an up and coming star. So without further ado, Nathalie Crane, please take us away and really give us something to listen to and vibe to.
Can everyone hear me all right? All right, cool. Can I just say thank you so much, Creative Mornings, for having me. Also, that sponsor song made my entire life. I loved it so much. It just made my whole day. So my name is Nathalie Crane. I have been talking about this all week, and I can honestly say that most people have gotten extremely sick of me at this point. But that's proof of my excitement, right? So I'm really looking forward to performing my new song, Changes. I hold this song really close to my heart, not just because it's my first song, but because it talks about the struggles of figuring out your personality and who to be in front of certain people. So you can check out my Instagram at Nathalie Crane Music, and my website is musicbynatalie.com. My first name is kind of spelled differently, so it's Nathalee. If you would like to get updates on new music and other posts, all you have to do is type in your email and ba-bam, you'll have updates. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy Changes. I'm not the person everybody sees. Feelings kept hidden in a dark shadow. Happy lies and dry tears. It's nothing I'm not used to, though. I've tried to start and start again, but lost my way in a cold maze. There's no one to guide me back. The dust has covered all my tracks. There's no way I can go back. Crying out, but only I can hear. Reaching out, but no one else is near. Please help me out. I'm shaking of fear, trapped inside the changes that I can't seem to figure out. from sleep, but I never show. And all the thoughts that I hate to keep, but you never know how deep all this goes. Crying out, but only I can hear. Reaching out, but no one else is near. Please help me out. I'm shaking of fear, trapped inside the changes that I can't seem to figure out now. I know there's nothing left I can say. What's gone is gone indefinitely. I've given up on coming back to the way things were before. All these issues get in my way. Sun keeps fading day by day. I'm so done hearing all of the same things over again. Oh, no more crying out, but only I can hear. Reaching out, but no one else is near. Please help me out. I'm shaking of fear, trapped inside the changes that I can't seem to figure out. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Okay. Wow. Nathalie, that was a gift. Do you know that you gave a gift to us just now? I mean, your excitement, your passion, your talent. I have to say that one of the unexpected joys of doing Creative Mornings is learning how deep and how much promise is in younger creatives. I feel so excited every day about where Charlotte is headed, and it's because of people like you, Nathalie. So keep it up, please. You gave us everything you had today, and it was amazing.
I told you, it's dope.
It is dope.
It's dope.
I'm going down that rabbit hole, man. I'm listening to all the music tonight.
Put it on repeat. It's delightful. Delightful.
All right. Well, now it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker for today, Melody Gross. And, when you do an intro on somebody, particularly someone that you've known for a while and you've admired for a really long time, that can be a long process. But I'm going to drop her qualifications and information about her and how you can follow Melody into the chat. But I want to just intro her with her own words. She says on her website, "There have been two moments in my life that have changed me: becoming a single parent and experiencing domestic violence, both of which I never expected. Life is funny that way. I find the humor in parenting a child who has the personality of a natural comedian. I find purpose in removing the stigma of intimate partner violence. I find passion in both." Those words are more powerful than any introduction I could write. And now it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to Melody Gross.
Wow. Thank you. I actually forgot that was on my website. But thank you, Tim. Yes, I've known you for so long. And good morning, everyone. The funny thing is, I am not a morning person, but Tim and Matt asked me to do this, and I am here, and I'm excited, I'm pumped, and I'm loving every minute of it. So I want to talk to you, as he mentioned, like, I am a mom, and I'm a mom to a 12-year-old son who keeps me on my toes when I tell you. And so I laugh now and I cry later. And so I'm going to share with you the hilarious lessons of raising a free kid. But first, let me talk about what is a free kid. A free kid is someone who lives their life on their terms. They stay curious. They have boundaries, but they also love their freedom, and they constantly seek understanding. And that's where mothers can take those lessons and implement them in their daily lives so that we can just release the bondage of what it means to be a matriarch, what it means to be a mother in society that sometimes hold us back. And so if Steve could be so awesome and drop those slides, let's get to it. Yay. Okay, so these, I promise you, these are actual conversations that I have with my son. So I asked him, if all of your friends are jumping off a bridge, will you do it too? And his answer was yes, because they'll have bungee cords. This is the lesson from that. Always be prepared. You never know what's going to come as a mother. Just be prepared. And if we remember, we always keep diapers. We always keep a change of clothes. Let's extend that to even when they're older and extend it for ourselves. Let's be prepared for life, what life throws us. Next slide. If you are a mother, you know how much kids love Takis. I do not understand this fascination with Takis. It's insane, but they love it. So he asked for Takis. I said I wasn't sure if I was going to get them. And he said he wasn't sure if he was his child, but here we are. Here we are. And so for me, the lesson was sometimes you won't have a choice, but you can still make the best of it. Next one. So I asked KGB, as he's affectionately known, what he wants to be when he grows up. And he said retired. And that he's also Huxley, a friend of ours, life coach. Huxley is 2. Huxley's 2, you guys. But he wants to be his life coach. Now, as a life coach, I'm actually fascinated by this. I love the fact that my son knows the value of a life coach. So I'm here for that. But he's already planning his retirement. And so for mothers, plan early, plan that retirement. Don't even think about anything else in between that. Go from having a kid to retirement. That's it. That's what we want. And so the lesson for me is working for years and years is overrated. Plan to retire before you even start. And also get a life coach. Next slide. Now this one is for me. I get asked to do certain talks, and I was invited to speak to women entrepreneurs. And I wanted to talk about what it is to be a single mother and an entrepreneur. And at the time, I was working full-time and still building my business on the side. And I needed to cook dinner because we manage everything, right? And so I forgot to actually turn the stovetop on, and so the rice was not done. The plot twist to that was I actually wound up burning the rice, but there's also DoorDash. And so the lesson here is it's okay to not have it all together. We are all just in this trying to make the best of it. No judgment, no criticism, no nothing. Next one. I want to be perfectly clear to say that I was born in 1980. Granted, that either makes me a Generation X or millennial, depending on who you ask. I am in no way a boomer. No offense to boomers, but I am not a boomer. And yet, my 12-year-old son loves to call me a boomer. Actually, he was 10 at the time. He wasn't even 12. This was 10. And he constantly calls me a boomer. And so the lesson for me there is be humble. Because kids will always humble you every single time. Next slide. How the questions that kids ask over and over again, the most random questions, all of them make no sense to me, but they make sense to them. And so we have to answer them. Who's the Tupac before Tupac? I didn't even understand that question. But he explained, like, who was the Tupac of the other generation? I guess the boomer generation, if we're keeping on track here. I was tired. And so I did a deep, agonizing sigh with a head rub and closed eyes. And he says, are you now feeling the effects of parenting? I wanted to scream, yes, I am. You can get out. But I did not. The lesson is kids know the type of pressure we are under, and they don't care. So live your life how you want to live it. They don't care anyway. They're going to test you every single time and remind you that they didn't choose to be here. So we have to stick with it. Next slide. This, I believe he was about 8 years old. And so if you follow me on social media, then I share a lot of these stories. And this was one that really stood out to me because it was all about being free. It was all about, regardless of what, he wants to be free. Now, granted, he's gotten much better with wearing clothes around the house, but he just wanted to be free. And that, I don't know what freedom looks like for him. It wasn't just it wasn't just clothes, but it was something. And so the lesson for me here is seek freedom, be free, even within those limitations that we have, like putting on clothes. The idea is to be free. So what does this have to do with mothers and the matriarch? Thank you, guys. There's a couple of things that I want to point out. Kids embrace freedom. They love it. They love being able to just do what they want. And you can do that without being so hands-on. When you raise free kids, you are actually raising yourself to be free. Be free of the stereotypes of motherhood. Be free of the barriers to motherhood. And you showing up authentically as yourself every time. There's a lot less pressure when you are talking about being free. You're more honest with yourself and with others. And between other people, there's mutual respect because you're showing up authentically. You're releasing expectations, and you can have fun and be funny with your kids, with your partner, with your friends, with your colleagues. And most importantly, being free and having free kids taps into your emotional wellness. You're able to express your feelings and express your thoughts and express your ideas without feeling like you are overcome with hurt or pain. And so I absolutely love the fact that I can raise a free kid, because the lessons that I learned from doing that helps me be a better mother, a better partner, a better friend, a better community member. And that's what we're here about, right? The matriarch is all about building up community. So I encourage everyone to get free and be free, so that you can show up and be the matriarch powerhouse that you are. Thank you.
Okay, Boomer. That was awesome. Now, you guys now see why Melody had to be here. She is just an effusive spirit. I mean, she's one of those people that you know, we meet hundreds of people in the course of a year, or we did before COVID, but even now we meet them and you think, and it's just over. You meet them and you say, okay, that was nice. And then you probably never see them again. Melody is someone that you meet and you're like, I want and need that person to be part of my life. And now she's part of yours. So follow her adventures with KGB. Now we're going to move on and give out some money, Matt. It's time to fuel some creative dreams. It's time to give some hugs that come with dollar bills.
Let's make it rain. Let's make it rain some hugs here.
All right. So to announce this month's recipients of our Helpful Unfettered Gift micro grants, I'm going to bring up Nathalie Santamaria, the founder of Leaves from Stella, who is a hug recipient and a bear hug recipient and an amazing charlatan. Let's do this thing. Let's give out some cash.
All right. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Nathalie Santamaria, and I'm honored to introduce our latest Hug Grant recipients. Creative projects need love and belief and money to move forward. Sometimes the smallest challenges can keep a big idea from becoming reality. And that's why the Hug Micro grant program exists. It's a helpful, unfettered gift of $250 to remove any obstacle from a local creative. Thanks to corporate sponsors and people like you, nearly 300 hugs have been awarded in the past 3 years, me included. My Bear Hug I founded a nonprofit in honor of my late mother. Leaves from Stella awards scholarships and a Pen Friends program to young adults who've lost a parent or sibling like me. And our Bear Hug is going to be used for our first scholarship this fall. So this month's Hugs recipients are Caroline Odell of the Caroline Keller Band, Barry Green of Shades of Moss, Valentina DeMarco of Memoir, Holly Carruthers and Maddie Carruthers of CLT Black Owned, and Kat Babby, a fiber artist. Hugs are possible thanks to individual donors and our sponsors, Noda Brewing, Google Fiber, and T. Reed & Company. This month, a special hug was funded by photographer Brooke Brown, who donated her services to fund a hug too. To donate in any amount or apply for a $250 hug to move your creative project forward, visit huggrant.com.
Thank you, Nathalie. That was awesome. And we can't wait to see what you do with that Bear Hug and how you put it to work in your incredible organization. I did want to say one last thing. This is the last month that T. Reed & Company will be a sponsor of the Hug program. And that's not because they're not interested, but they have actually sold their business. And Tanya Reed, who has been one of our staunchest supporters, actually gets to take a break for once. But I want to thank them and thank Tanya personally, because she jumped up after the very first hug was given out more than 3 years ago and said, I want to do this. She owned a hair salon, and while their marketing budget wasn't big, she wanted to give back to the community and has done so every month since then. She's going to be at work as a creative in our community. She is not going to go quiet, but we wish her well and thank her for incredible support, and also to Brooke for giving of her talents to make that hug possible.
Absolutely. And, we're so grateful to Tanya and to all of our Hug Grant sponsors. And in the very wise words of Melody Gross, now Tanya is free. She's free.
Free falling. That's a little installment for next month's sponsor song. So you now choose whether you want to come or not,
Okay. Now I do want to bring Nathalie Santa Maria back, because before we bring up our second speaker on the theme of matriarchy, we're going to play a very quick game. So let's bring Nathalie back. Friends, today is a very special day, but you already knew that, didn't you? It's National Donut Day. It is National Donut Day. And so obviously, we're going to celebrate this important day by testing your knowledge of Charlotte's gourmet donut scene. And so Nathalie, here's what we're going to do. We're going to test your Crown Town donut knowledge.
Okay.
So that you can win a prize from our pals at Pure Intentions Coffee.
Am I going to win donuts? I had a donut themed birthday party 2 years ago.
I think you're going to win great coffee that you can dunk gourmet donuts
My
into.
donuts.
I'm upping it, Matt. Nathalie, you and I will have a donut. We'll have a donut soiree.
Yay!
There it is. Okay, so let's plow through these 5 quick questions. Listen up, Nathalie. Tempting Charlotte since 1992, what Myers Park Bakery created a buzz with their cold brew coffee donut? Is it A, Hole-in-One Donuts, B, Suarez Bakery, or C, Jolt Donuts?
I'm going to go with Suarez.
You would be right. Put her on the board, folks.
On the board. 1.
All right, second question. Offering weekend donuts by order, this Charlotte bakery is endlessly inventive, like creating the Funfetti donut. Is it A, Hangover Helper Baking Company, B, Friday Night Delight Baking Company, or C, Move That Dough Baking Company?
Oh, this one's hard. I don't know these. I'm going to go with C.
Yes!
Hey!
Called her shot.
Oh,
good work. 2 for 2.
2.
Here we go. Next question. What is the name of the South End donut shop that created the amazing malted blueberry donut? Is it A, Whoa Dough Donuts? Is it B, Pepperbox Donuts? Or C, Rail Trail Treats?
Pepperbox, my favorite vegan donut place.
Oh, she knows it. Okay, 3 for 3. Tim, these aren't hard enough. Here we go. This bakery squares up to the competition with concoctions like the foraged mulberry cobbler donut. Is it A, Frosting First Donuts, B, Duck Duck Donuts, or C, Your Mom's Donuts?
Your Mom's Donuts.
4 for 4, Tim. She's like a donut savant.
It's not about whether the questions are hard. It's just Nathalie's donut knowledge is dominant.
It's unsurpassed. It's unsurpassed.
This is impressive.
Final question. Let's see if she can run the streak here. Riffing off Grandma Sarah's pound cake recipe, this home-based bakery makes donuts shaped like mini bundt cakes, like the strawberry cheesecake donut. Is it A, Uncle D's Southern Donuts, B, Captain D's Off the Hook Donuts, or C, Mr. D's What You Talking About Donuts?
B.
Oh,
no!
We almost ran the board.
Oh.
It is not Captain D's Off the Hook Donuts, although I'd love that place to exist.
By the way, if Captain D starts making donuts, I think the apocalypse is upon us. All right. But I 4 out of 5 is strong. Nathalie, you get the coffee, you get the donuts.
That's right. It is Uncle D's Southern Donuts. The answer was A. But I agree with you, Tim. I'd love to see a frosted fried flounder donut at some point.
No, we don't agree. I don't want to see that.
Okay.
But Uncle D's has back when we were meeting live, they brought their bundt cake donuts twice. They are amazing. They're life affirming, and I can't wait to eat one again soon.
All right. Well, Nathalie, thanks for being our contestant. Yes, you are going to receive an awesome gift basket from our friends at Pure Intentions Coffee. Thank you to everyone at Pure Intentions Coffee for your ongoing partnership with us. And yes, you can dunk some donuts when you meet up with Tim for some donuts at one of those gourmet Charlotte donut purveyors.
Thank you.
You got it. Folks, one more quick announcement. If you ever wondered how you can turn your creative passion into a growing business, you should check out the Center for Creative Economy's accelerator program called Velocity. It's designed for creative entrepreneurs who want to scale their business. The deadline to apply is this Sunday, June 6th. So if you're interested, go to the URL that I think we're going to drop into the chat shortly here and submit your application sometime in the next 2 days. All right, cool. So now we have arrived at our second micro speaker on this morning's theme of matriarchy, and it is Anna Conathan. Anna is not only a dear friend, she is also the Chief Creative Officer and the creative voice of Luscious Mother. Y'all may know of Luscious Mother. Y'all may know Sarah Olin. It's like a family growing here, which is amazing. But that ain't all, because Anna's also been an actress, a stand-up comedian, a screenwriter in LA, and each of those chapters have yielded some pretty amazing and hilarious stories. But it turns out that becoming a mother was actually the thing that really sharpened her improv skills. In fact, Anna likes to say that parenting is the longest game of improv ever played. Plus, from time to time, you can find her hauling lobster traps as a sternman on a boat in the Casco Bay in Maine. There is a lot to share here, folks. So Daybreak Legends, as our second luscious speaker on this morning's global theme of matriarchy, it is my honor to introduce you to the one and only Anna Conathan. Hey there, Anna. Unmute.
Unmuting. I am unmuted. Hello, creative charlatans. How are you this morning? Thank you for having me, Matt. Thank you for having me, Tim, and the whole team. My girl, Melody. Hey. I understand that Ren, Stephen's daughter, is going to be helping me with my photographs today. So, Ren, if you're ready, you can throw up the first picture. So, this is a picture of me from 2007. I'm pregnant. I'm a screenwriter in Hollywood. And I am visiting Maine to go out on a lobster boat for the first time to do a screenplay that I have in mind about a woman on a lobster boat. And that is me, very large, very in charge, with a female lobster who is also pregnant. And this is the day that I learn about the lobster, particularly the female lobster, who I like to think of as the queen of Casco Bay. The female lobster is a powerful figure in Maine culture, in Maine finance, and she's pretty much responsible for the entire state of Maine's economy. The thing I learned that day is that a buried lobster, or an egger, as they call her, is protected in the state of Maine. The female lobster is protected a lot of places now, but she was protected in the state of Maine starting about as late as the late 1800s and the early 1900s. And the way they protect her is by V-notching her. Ren, can you switch to the next picture? So if you look closely at the picture, right around the edge of her tail, you can see little black dots. Those are her eggs. A female lobster can carry about, 100,000 eggs on her tail. And she is important. She is so significant to the economy in Maine that the lobstermen decided, wicked far back, that they go ahead, they put a mark and a fin. Second fin from the left, they cut out a little pie piece, leave a mark, they throw it back in. And then anyone who catches it after that has got to look at a fin. And if she's marked with the notch, you throw her back. And this has been going on forever. And it's been incredibly successful. The V-notcher that I'm holding in this picture takes a piece out of that fin and marks her for life. Every time she sheds, it becomes a little bit more faint. But if you catch a female who's notched, you punch her tail again and you throw her back. So the really cool thing about the V-notch, I think, I'm on the day on that boat, I'm thinking about myself as a pregnant woman. I'm thinking about the female lobster as a pregnant woman. And I'm thinking how incredible that she gets this notch and she's good for life. It doesn't matter if she has babies again. She could have babies one time, but if she has that notch, sister has got a free pass forever. And I had this image of the female lobsters on the bottom oh, Deirdre, I see you got your notch. Oh, yeah, I did, Margaret. Thanks for noticing. I feel pretty good about it. She's all set. And I was thinking about myself as a pregnant woman. And at that point, 27 weeks pregnant, still working as a screenwriter, I'm thinking, what could possibly change about my life? How is having a baby going to make my life any different? I'm still going to screenwrite. I'm still going to work. I'm still going to be exactly the same person. I'll just be a lady with a baby. People have been having babies for ever. I'm sure it's going to be fine. So I went back home and I had my baby. And for the first 5 years of my son's life, I was really, really sick. I had postpartum depression. I had massive breast infections that required surgery twice. I had a C-section. I ended up getting E. coli poisoning. And then I got depressed, really, really, really postpartum depressed. And I had to give up my career. My last screenwriting job for Paramount Studios, I didn't finish because I was too depressed to do my job. And everything that I thought was going to stay the same, everything changed. My body changed. My feet changed. My boobs changed. My skin changed. My hair changed. But most importantly, my sense of self and my identity changed. And it was horrible. At the time, I was living on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., and I didn't have a community. I had my husband, who was incredibly supportive, and I had a really good baby. He slept well. He was a pleasure to be with, but I couldn't help but feel that there was something wrong with me because I just couldn't pull it back together. I couldn't become the woman that I had been before. And in many ways, I realized that the woman I had been before hadn't been taking good care of herself, wasn't set up to do well as a mom. And I didn't know how to change that because I had been working in the Hollywood system. And now I was living on Capitol Hill across the street from John Boehner. It was a very weird time. I was sick for 5 years and misdiagnosed time and time and time again. Sinus problems, skin problems, mental health problems. It was awful. And the diagnosis I had given myself was bad mom. Really bad mom. Finally, things came to a head. I saw enough doctors that things began to clear. And I found out that I had Lyme disease, an environmental illness. and there was mold in my house, and it had been making me literally crazy. So my husband and I packed up our stuff and decided to return to New England, which is where we're both from. I came to Maine. I found an amazing doctor whose name was literally Mary Sunshine, and she treated me. She found me a doctor to help treat me, and I started to get better. And I felt a little bit more like myself, but I didn't know what was I going to do next. Because of my environmental illness, I was terrified of going back into a building. I didn't want to be the crazy lady with the mold problem. So what was I going to do? I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be in the sun. I wanted to experience something that was completely Maine. So I called up the captain. Ren, can you pull up the picture of the captain with the large female? That's Elliot Thomas. That is a really freaking large female lobster. She exceeds the maximum size limit. Her carapace is more than 5 inches long. Her carapace is her vest. It's her torso. Can you flip to the next picture, Ren? There's another one. She's amazing. So Elliot had fished by himself on a boat as a captain and lone crew member for 26 years. But I called him up and I said, Elliot, what do you think? Why don't you let me be your sternman? And a complete happy accident, his wife had told him that he wasn't allowed to go out on the boat anymore because he was in his 70s and he was getting old and she wasn't going to have it. So for the first time in 26 years, he took me, crazy lady from Hollywood, onto his boat to be his stern. When I got on the boat, I realized how into the female lobster I was. I learned more about what was happening beneath the surface because I already knew above the surface, she was a deity down east. Everything is about lobster in Maine. But the female lobster, as much as she was appreciated in fishery, what I learned about her beneath the surface blew my mind and made her a spirit guide for me. The female lobster is bossy, brash, tough, large. She's got wide hips. You can always tell a female lobster from a male lobster 2 ways. One, her tail is wider because she needs to be able to hold all those eggs. Also, if you flip her over, when you sex a lobster, the male lobster has 2 penises. That's his big win. Being a male lobster sort of sucks. But he has 2 penises and 2 rigid swimmerets on the bottom of his tail. The female swimmerets are all soft and lovely so that they can hold all of her amazing future lobster rolls. What I learned about the female lobster is how she likes to roll in the bedroom, and it is amazing. You can forget what Phoebe told you. The friend's kids are wrong. Lobsters do not mate for life. They are cold, they are calculating, they will eat each other, they will mess each other up. And they don't really have, deep emotional connections and romance. The female lobster, when she's ready to find her mate, seeks out the toughest, baddest, meanest, solidest, big guy. She goes to his cave and she pees in his front door. She pees right in that door because her urine is filled with pheromones that get him excited, that get him prepared. As I said, lobsters don't care. They eat each other. They don't discriminate about what's for lunch. So she's got to calm him down. She's got to get him psyched. She's got to get him in the mood. So for a period of days, she'll keep showing up and peeing through himself's front door. It's a pretty direct approach, and I appreciated that. Once she's got him fully, in the program, she goes into his cave and she disrobes. This is when the female lobster sheds. It is the most vulnerable time of her whole life. Now, a lobster can't grow without shedding. And that feels like a metaphor that I could extend out into a whole nother talk. Releasing our shell, our outside exterior, so that we can get bigger, so that we can expand. But in the process, she must back out of her shell and become completely soft. It's like fabric, wet fabric. They call them rags, shedders, because when you pick them up, they're mush. So in she goes to this guy's cave, knowing that he could eat her, but he's tagged as a great mate. And she takes off her clothes and he eats the shell for snacks, which is good because otherwise he'd eat her. It's like a bag of potato chips. Here, have a snack. I'm going to shed. She's so soft. She's so vulnerable, and he massages her. He runs his swimmerettes and his little side legs up and down her body and helps her get hard. Yeah, I said it. He waits for her to get hard. When she is ready, they mate. And I'd love to say it's a beautiful spiritual experience, but likely it is not. When they finish, the sperm that he has given her in the process doesn't go and fertilize the egg immediately. No, she's got a fanny pack. She's got a little storage compartment, and she can hold that sperm, not just for this cycle, not just for this reproductive season. She can hold his sperm forever and dole it out to herself as she sees fit, forever and ever, amen. Or she can drop it next year. She meets a better guy. You seem nice. Anyway, there she is, waiting to get hard again. And he protects her, feeds her, brings her food, and then she leaves. And that is it, buddy. I'll see you later. Off she goes. And when she is ready, she fertilizes the egg. When she is ready, she releases her eggs into the water column. It is all on her choice, her time. She is a badass queen. So the more I learned about this female lobster, the more I wondered, why did we do it like this? Why do the women in nature have it figured out? And we Homo sapiens, really, ladies, we've given up everything. Ren, can I see the next picture of me with the captain? Here's what I learned about myself on the boat. I decided I wanted to be an actress when I was 7 years old. And that was my goal my whole life. I moved to LA right out of college. And I spent my whole life trying to be beautiful, trying to be thin, trying to be funny, trying to be the smartest girl in the room, trying to convince people to buy me like a product. And it was hard. On this boat, in giant orange pants, covered in dirt, covered in bottom mud, covered in fish guts, wearing a knife, I felt as sexy, as powerful, as badass, as beautiful, as amazing as I've ever felt in my life. I had no need to please, no needs to make nice. I had no expectations that I owed the captain anything other than to pull traps, empty traps, band lobsters, bait bags, and get those traps back in the water. And if he got tangled, and he did, cut him free from the ropes. It was the most amazing time of my life. And I had never felt so powerful. And I thought to myself, what if life could be like this on land? What if life could have been like this in Hollywood? What if life could be like this for me at work or any woman? And what if the system was set up for us to win instead of feeling like we needed to please and perform and be thin and be small and be polite and be beautiful? I wanted to be huge like the female lobster. I wanted to have 1 billion eggs and decide when I was going to release them. Can I see the next slide, Ren? The really cool thing was bringing Sam onto the boat. That's my son. He's 13 now. For the first 5 years of Sam's life, Sam saw a sick mom, a scared mom, a depressed mom, a tired mom, a guilty mom, a mom washed with shame. When I started working on that boat, he saw a very different mother. He saw a powerhouse. It brought out my sense of humor. It brought out my strength. And he came onto the boat with me and helped me band the lobsters. So he learned a lot about the natural world, about what's in the ocean. My husband is ocean policist, so it was a great opportunity for the whole family to come together and connect about something that really mattered and related to where we lived. It was incredible. So since my time on the boat, I've been thinking a lot about how we support mothers or how we don't support mothers. I think a lot about the female lobster and what we have to learn from her. I think a lot about the lobstermen of Maine. The lobstermen of Maine, historically are kind of a negative, misogynistic, cranky lot, There's never a good day in lobster land. But yet here are these men, these salty, cranky men, who came up with this way, long before legislation dictated it, to protect the thing that they were most interested in, the female lobster, the lobster stock, and the longevity and stability, sustainability of Maine's greatest resource. And the entire community rallied behind it. If you catch a female lobster who's been V-notched, you pay a $1,000 fine and an additional $200 for every lobster that you took who was V-notched. If you do it twice, you lose your license forever, the end, amen. Nobody messes with the Queen of Casco Bay. And I thought, what would it be like if the human female and her offspring and her well-being were taken care of to the degree that the female lobster is? And I thought about trickle-down economics and how hilarious it is. Trickle-down economics was a theory that exploded during the Reagan administration that said, you know, if the wealthy were able to keep more of their money, all that goodness, that manna from heaven would trickle down to the lower people, the peasants beneath, and everyone would be happy. And I think we all know that that's getting caught at the upper 1%. So what I propose to you today is trickle-down momonomics. It's a theory that we talk about at Luscious Mother, where women are sourced, women are supported, their children are cared for. Women who go on pregnancy leave aren't treated like pariahs. They're treated like they're going on an important sabbatical that's forwarding, you know, society, civilization, the wellness of all. And when moms are sourced, they're generous. They want to take care of their community. And that goodness does trickle down. Trickle-down momonomics is the only place where trickle-down economics actually works the way it's supposed to. I think it's luscious. I think it's badass. And that's what I think the modern matriarchy should look like.
Oh, Anna, thank you so much for those words, that story, that vulnerability. That's just so beautiful. And I love sort of how your talk and Melody's talk sort of resonated with each other. And it really just has me sort of in this place of imagining a society in which, you know, the systems and structures are sort of re-envisioned, where women are in power, where women are our leaders, and moms are just, man, they are the natural leaders and the leaders of the future. I'm just really, really grateful for you and Melody's time and vulnerability and your vision that you've brought to us today. So thank you so much. And so with that, we have one more quick announcement. Tim, I'm going to just toss it to you for a quick announcement about It Takes a Village, and then we're going to end with our final thank yous and a little music from Harvey.
Yeah, absolutely. Anna and Melody, I would really love to say something witty right now, but I'm kind of like blown away and I'm having trouble finding the words other than thank you. Thank you for sharing your stories today. Thank you for sharing your perspective. And what I'm left with is everyone on this call, if you remember one thing from today, just think about how replete Charlotte is with amazing individuals like Melody, like Anna, like Nathalie, actually both Nathalies, you know, like everybody that you saw that got a hug, like all the 30-second videos. We are just tapping the source. And that's a privilege that Creative Mornings gives us every month to introduce them to you. So be an explorer, find these people, talk to them, share their stories. And part of that, back to what Matt said, I do want to highlight the upcoming exhibition at the Mint Museum on Randolph, It Takes a Village, because they are really committed to sharing the perspectives and the talents of local creatives. This is an exhibit that opens next Friday. There's an opening reception. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check out the website and go to it, and I'll drop the link when I'm done talking. But it'll run June 12th through September the 12th. It's a celebration of the vibrant grassroots art happening in Charlotte. And the Mint collaborated with 3 organizations that we've worked with in the past: Black Market Charlotte, Brand the Moth, and Goodyear Arts. And the works of art that are in the exhibition were done by 25 different members of the creative community here in Charlotte. incredible diversity, economically, racially, ethnically, age, and education. That's what this is all about. You know, museums can often be a place with very polarizing or very singular perspectives and vantage points. The Mint's really trying to change that and embracing local creative. So do check it out. Go to the opening, and if you can't make that, please make a point to go there between now and the 12th. It's going to be amazing. So Matt, I'm going to hand it over to you, and stop saying the word amazing, which I've said 50 times today because I'm frankly amazed.
Tim, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you once more to Harvey Cummings, Michelle Gabadia, Veda Saravanan, Torrie Savage, Sonia Pfeiffer. Congratulations on your bolt. Our musical guests, Nathalie Crane, and of course, our two luscious mother speakers, Melody Gross and Anna Conathan. Thank you also to our Creative Mornings volunteer team, to all of our sponsors who champion creativity in the Queen City and keep us going. And many thanks to each and every one of you for being with us again this morning. Keep sticking with us. We'll be able to get together soon in real life. I know we will. Daybreak Legends, until we see you again next month, get vaxxed up, stay safe. And if you need to practice your hugs and high fives after not doing them for 16 months, give me a ring. I'd be happy to be your hug practice partner. Harvey Cummings, if you could just give us another jolt of sonic energy to wrap up this morning and take us out into our weekend. We love y'all.
Well,
thank
Matt,
you.
Did you just pimp yourself out as a hug or high five?
Yes, I did. A hug guinea pig. Exactly.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Thank you, Tim.
Looks like Harvey's having some trouble with his audio. Matt, I think we're supposed to just start singing.
No,
I
you're not
think
no, that's not.
I don't think we need more singing. Yes, Michelle's like, no.
I think we should sing happy birthday to Matt.
Let's do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday
to you, Matt.
Happy birthday to you,
Matt.
Happy birthday, dear Matt. Happy birthday to you.
Someone's dog is crying again.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy
birthday to ya.
There he is. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Hey, and 2 days ago was my sister's birthday, so happy 40th to my sister. And in 2 days, it's going to be my mom and dad's 51st anniversary. So happy anniversary to them.
Bang!
A lot of love. There's
A lot of love to the Olin family. All right.
And on June 12th, it's Mirabelle's birthday. We're all Geminis. We're all Geminis in the Olin world, aren't we? That's right.
Happy birthday.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Hey.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. We love y'all. See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.